Okay, guys, you know what? Something I want for you to do, write something back here on example 2. I'm going to write in simplify and give restrictions because I want to talk about that. I mentioned it in the last video, but I want to give an example, and I don't think I did that on any of the examples in your notes. So let's work on that here. We'll talk about it. Okay? Now, the first thing that we want to do is we want to factor so that we can cancel out. So Hugh, I'm not going to rewrite it this time because I want to make sure we've got all the room we can. What is the top factor to? First question. Anything that goes into both of them? I mean, anything that goes in all the terms? No. How many terms? Two terms. So what do I look for? Difference of two squares. Is this the difference of two squares? It is. So what is it? I mean, when it factors. X plus 3. Beautiful. X plus 3, x minus 3. Now let's look at the bottom, Hugh. Can those things down there be factored at all? No, they can't. Neither of those two terms can be factored. Do you want to factor them, Devin? Can I? Well, I can't factor this binomial because this term doesn't have an x. Right? So, hey, Devin, would you like me to pull out an... You asked, would I pull out an x? Can I pull out an x from here in these two top things being multiplied? No. Okay. So on the bottom now, I've got 2x plus 1. That can't be factored any more than it is. Let's look at this other factor. Do I like the way the other factor is written, Miles? How would I like it to be written? Can I flip-flop it when they're adding? Can I just flip? Yeah, when they're adding, I can. Because they're both positive, right? Okay, good. Now I'm there. Just before I cancel, though, guys, just before I cancel, I want to look at the two factors I have on the bottom. If either one of them is 0, then the denominator is 0. Jackson, does that make sense? If x plus 3 equals 0 somehow, then the whole thing would be 0 and it's undefined. Okay? So we can't have that happen. So I actually have to take the two terms on the bottom and I have to say, well, when does x plus 3 equal 0? I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides, and I see that, oh, when x equals negative 3, then x plus 3 is 0. So I know that x cannot equal negative 3, because if it did, then I'd have 0 in the denominator. That's one of the restrictions. Benny, I'm going to look at this other one, and it says 2x plus 1. Now, I know that can't equal 0, because if it does, the whole denominator is 0. And we don't want that, because that would be undefined. So we find out, well, when does it equal 0? I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. I get 2x is equal to negative 1. When I divide by 2, come on, smartboard. When I divide by 2 on both sides, then I get x equals negative 1/2. So when x equals negative 1/2, that term equals 0. We can't have that. So there are actually two terms that, there are two values that x cannot equal. So that's the restrictions. And I want to do that before I cancel it out. And here's why. Austin, what can I cancel over here? You can cancel the x's. No. No, Will. You could cancel x plus 3. I can cancel out this factor with this factor. Those are common factors that can cancel out. But I can only cancel factors, not terms. So then I'm left with x minus 3 over 2x plus 1. But guys, do you see if I had canceled first, then I wouldn't have found this one because it's gone now. Right? Do you see that I wouldn't get the x minus 3 because I canceled out that factor? Right? So I need to check it before I cancel anything out. I need to say what x can't be before I cancel anything. Okay? All right. Hey guys, let's get these things in order, and maybe this will help us with the canceling. All right? I can cancel factors. Factors are things that are being multiplied. I cannot I cannot cancel terms. I can't cancel a term. Terms are being added and subtracted. They never get canceled. I can only cancel factors. And when you look at these, I've got x plus 3, that's a factor. It's being multiplied by x minus 3, which is a factor. Okay? Cancel factors, not terms. Thanks, CB.